always taught me that there's WD-40 to get things going, and there's always duct tape to make things stop. I think my dad was ripping off Larry the Cable Guy, but I think he had something to prove. I'm a bargain person from going anywhere I need to, so having duct tape on my side was always the best thing to have. So at that point on, from college, I always had everything with duct tape. You saw duct tape, I saw something holding up my TV stand, also known as my iPad, when it came to the blinds. I also had this when I had an inflatable chair for my college room, and every time it popped, but fortunately, duct tape was always there. And of course, those times where you always wanted to pull a prank on your friend, I was able to duct tape a good friend up to the wall just to teach him a good lesson. Sometimes these aren't the lessons to teach, but fortunately, this is one I can teach you. Duct tape has improved our society as a whole from the beginning to the end, since 1940s to now. And I'm here to show you from the medical standpoint, the true standpoint, the standing standpoint, and then the artificial, artsy standpoint of duct tape and where it's going now. So we can rip up all the sides and get sticky with duct tape, and we can find out what came first, the duct or the duck. So let's start at the beginning. It all started in the 1900s when the person that decided to make duct tape used duct tape in many ways. There's two ways that you can go through it. You can either use the cotton woven duck, and that is correct, the duck came before the duct. So where the term came from is that the cotton duct was the middle part of the woven part of the duct tape. And before it was formed, a lady named Vesta Stout decided to use this to her advantage. So she is a Navy mother of two, and she always heard complaints from her sons that their ammunition boxes were always getting damp and they were always losing product. So as a person that was working in a factory, she wanted to put that to her advantage. She tried to find the best product that would not only be able to rip in their hands, be using as much as possible, and it would be waterproof. So she went to FDR and wrote a letter to him as stated by the Brooklyn Bugle in 1940. Stated that she wrote this whole thing, breaking the whole explanation of what she could use for duct tape and where we could use it. At that point on, FDR went to the War Distribution Act Central, and what he did with that is he made them go to Johnson & Johnson, and the War Production Act made that occur. So in 1940s, Johnson & Johnson was the first company to actually make duct tape. And fortunately, we use duct tape as much as we can. So now we don't even use it for what we've used it then. Before, they used it for the ammunition damp boxes, and they also used it for medical tape to make sure that when they taped people that it wasn't getting any wet and no abrasions were coming out. But now we use it now more than ever. We use it, of course, when it comes to ducts, when we use our hardware, the other houseware, and so much more. We even use it for plumbing, and sometimes that is not even helpful. But the best part about this is that duct tape is still going. Duct tape is still going to wherever it needs to go. And now I get to show you the best part. So there's 3 parts of duct tape that you've always seen, and it's been made into 3 parts. So I'll rip it right now, and you can hear the duck quack, per se. So with that, you'll see there's 3 parts. You'll see the outside and the middle and the inside. You can't really see the middle, so I'll explain it as much as I can. The outside is more of a plastic waterproof layer, so if you put it to a better pristine and the plastic sticky on the other side is put down properly, you'll actually be able to get a nice adhesive stick. So with that, the first part is the poly plastic that is used to keep the dampness away. The middle part is the cotton woven duct, which is now just a regular cotton woven cloth that has been able to also keep that grid where we're able to rip and we're able to twist it how we need to. Because if we just had the plastic and we just had the sticky part, we wouldn't have the way to we would just have a floppy mess. So we needed something to help rip. So fortunately, with that the cotton woven, and we also have the plastic, the sticky part is what makes it work. So depending on how well you really put it down, it is sensitive when it comes to that. So for example, if you are going to try to cover something up, you want to make sure that you are pressing where you want that hole covered, or you want that set covered. So that way you can keep all the moisture out and all the air out, so you can use the best of the rubber adhesive as possible. Because if you don't, then you won't be using it to the best of your abilities. And I always love using duct tape whenever I can. So the best part of it is that you can make it any way you want. Make it small, make it big. It can be a Band-Aid, it can be a bracelet, it can be whatever you need it to. From small to big, there's too many pieces to count. So I'm just gonna throw them to the ground because I know there's always more to do. The best part is that it's your own tool in your own hand. So you can have it in any way that works for you. You have your own grip, your own stance, and it's just an easy grip of a tool anytime you need it. And fortunately, it's not just adhesive that can help. We can make this anything you need to be. So I'm gonna make something simple like a bracelet, but if you just use the little parts of making a bracelet into making either a coat or a wallet or earrings or a hat or anything else, there's tons of things. You can go crazy. And the best part is there's so many colors. So the best part of going about it is to make sure that you, as I said before, keep the adhesive as tight and pressed in as possible. Because once you do that, you can make a very stern and very proper product. And if you keep that going in and out, and you keep that tight, and this is probably not the best one because I don't have a steady stance, you will have a good product and you'll have a strong thing that you can use. And you can either use it as rope, and you have many other things you can use it for. But with the bracelet, you want to make sure you do cover the sticky parts, so using two pieces to kind of interact and get rid of the adhesive can help you use it. So fortunately, there's so many things that can go beyond. I know we've looked at every single part of duct tape today, and I've kind of went a little crazy and kind of quacky, but I'll just kind of fluff through this whole thing. So first off, we realize that duct tape has been in part of our society from 1940s, and it's been continued doing that, and many other ways so. We've noticed that in the beginning, we've used it medically, we've either used it when it came to hardware, and then everything's grown from like the 1990s, and colors have changed, and we've seen it to be in anything we want it to be. So I hope you realize that duct tape has always been there and has always been the crutch that we needed. It's always been that person that would always patch a hole if we needed it, and it was always there if we needed something to stick. Now I know you're all asking me, Sam, why are we talking about duct tape? Why do we need a duct tape? Now, I know I'm a bargain person and I love duct tape, but I just wanted to do this whole speech because it was all set up for a punchline on duct tape. Thanks, Nicki Minaj. Thank you.